I was going to do a little video and let them know that we were going live, but I didn't. I was
You did
busy
last week,
chatting.
didn't you?
I was chatting with, yeah, I did last week. I was chatting with Jason. So it looks like it's live. Even though
Stumpy or the okay.
yeah, Stumpy.
What do you think that is in between the handkerchief and that wooden box? What is that?
You talking about here?
Looks like a holder or something.
That?
I'm not
Oh,
seeing your mouse if you're pointing at something.
oh, here. Oh gosh. Are you talking about that right
Like
there?
nope, it's on the shelf
On the
in
shelf. Oh,
between the
right here?
handkerchief and
Right there.
yep,
Now right
yeah,
there. So that's the holster
yep.
with the gun that was in one of the later scrapbooks. Remember he's talking about, oh gosh, drawing a blank here. Wasn't it Billy Bob, or he mentioned something about Billy Bob in the towards the end of the scrapbook?
Oh, okay, yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the hatchet up there.
Didn't he have someone make that for him?
The hatchet?
No, the
Oh,
holder, or he
the
bought it.
holder? The holder right there?
Yeah.
No, remember he made some kind of deal with somebody.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I do remember that now.
You know what I should have done is so you know the guy that did all this, put all the scrapbooks in order and everything. He's got that PDF.
Yeah.
So I don't think I have it on this computer, but you would think I would, but I don't. Then I could just look it up. And we can find it, but I don't remember what scrapbook that was. So yeah, I decided to choose this picture for tonight. It shows the chest with the handkerchief over it. A few things on the wall you can see.
What did he say? He stacked up a bunch of his books after he hit it, covered it,
Yeah,
so nobody knew.
right. Yeah, he just put some books under it and under it, so Peggy wouldn't know it was gone. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
Mhm. So yeah.
We got 10 people in here so far.
Yeah, I see that. So the photos are black and white because this is what I received. So, I got called out for holding these back for 3 or 4 weeks, but I had such a busy schedule, I hadn't been going live, so I didn't really have a chance to like share these. But as soon as I went live, I shared them. So anyway, I got called out by somebody, but that's okay.
Well, at least it was by surprise and not dragging it out.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have to show the picture of the chest all open. I could have, shown a different picture completely. I figured, why not just open Pandora's box and reveal it?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people appreciated seeing it like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hope so. I mean, I wasn't trying to do anything, nefarious or anything, but
Yeah, I don't think that's
that paneling on the back wall, I'm surprised it's just like regular paneling. I would have thought it would have been like cedar or something like that.
it's just that cheap. Isn't that like the cheapest plywood you can get?
Yeah, that kind of plywood's not cheap, really. I doubt.
Oh, it's not. Oh,
No.
okay.
Well, of course, this is from, I don't know when Forrest made his vault, but it would have been quite a few years ago. I wonder, I'd like to know if Ben sent Shiloh the pictures.
Well, if you were on Discord, you know.
You're right. I would know if I was on Discord. Yeah, you're right. You got me there. But you know what? You would too. You were on Discord.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe somebody on the chat that's in Discord can kind of fill us in what's been going on.
I am kind of curious to see what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're probably saying you got them from Shiloh.
Zozo says olive jar looks to have not moved. No, it didn't move. These are legit pictures. So I'll fill everybody in a little bit here. These are black and white because that's what I received was black and white. Now, I am supposed to get color pictures. Now, when those color pictures come, I will definitely share them, but I do not have them yet. Because wouldn't that be interesting to see, Galaxy?
The color ones?
Yes.
Yeah, they sure would.
Yeah. I'll share another picture here in a little bit, but this is I chose this one for tonight. So does anybody remember what scrapbook was that had the holster with the gun in it? Because we're drawing a blank, so I don't know if anybody remembers. I'm just watching chat right now.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, they want to see what's behind me, so there's not much to see over there. That's why I was on that side. You can see a little bit more of that chest right there. You can see more of that one, that smaller one.
Does
Supposedly,
anyone know if that one was ever pictured?
somebody told me they'd seen this one before. I think they said they saw it sitting on Forrest's desk. So
Yeah, I feel like I've seen it on the bookshelf or something.
Yeah.
Who'd you reach out to?
I reached out to Jason Dent, just a quick little chat with him. And yeah. He asked me why we were still on YouTube. And I asked him, I said, well, why are you still watching? And I said, aren't you on Discord? Well, actually, he said, yeah, I saw that picture. I'm like, where did you see that picture from? When did you see that? And he's like, Discord. I'm like, oh, so you're on Discord. I said, see, I'm not even on Discord, so.
Yeah, I feel like if he's on there, he's got to be paying pretty good attention.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah. Well, Jason says he does it for all the drama, basically. I'm not here for drama, I can tell you that. Yeah, I just wanted to, we just coming on chit chat a little bit. I was going to share. I said I was going to share my Santa Fe Trail pictures from around this area. So I live in Columbia, Missouri, and this picture here is from Boonville, Missouri, which is about 25 miles from here. This is Boonville sits along the Missouri River here. And this was once where the Santa Fe Trail started in this area. So I'm standing up on this hill taking a picture overlooking the Missouri River there. So there was a couple of markers. It's got some info on them. As you can see, where the Santa Fe Trail started in Franklin. It's actually, so Boonville, north of Boonville, there's a place called New Franklin. Back in the day, it was called Old Franklin, but I don't know if you can see that very good, Galaxy. Can you see that pretty good? Going up pretty good?
No, not very good.
Not very good.
I don't know if you can zoom in at all, but
yeah, I can zoom in a little bit. I just don't know if it's going to cut it off or not. It might cut it off. Maybe.
actually, that's not too bad.
No, let's show it a little bit. I can move it around. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to catch up here. So yeah. So there's your Santa Fe down here. And there was actually two paths here, two different routes it took, the mountain route and the Cimarron route. So I don't know much about the mountain route. But you know, I don't know why they would have taken this route unless, you know, I haven't done my homework on that part of it, but pretty interesting that there was two routes.
Doesn't that go to Denver, maybe? Or where Denver eventually was? The mountain route?
It actually might have. It goes through the southern west tip of Kansas, and then Disco. Well,
Actually,
yeah, it's south of Denver. Denver would be up in this area.
okay.
That's south of Denver. So yeah. So yeah, it says from 1821 to 1846, the Santa Fe Trail was an international road for American and Mexican traders. In 1848, the Mexican-American War ended, adding New Mexico to the United States. The trail became a national road for commercial and military freighting, stagecoach travel, and mail service. It was gradually replaced by the railroad, which reached Santa Fe in 1880. Yeah. Oops. So here's another plaque that's on there. Yeah, let's see if I can blow this up. What's that?
How many miles is that? Do you know, top of your head? How many miles the whole trail was?
I don't know, and I don't remember if it says on here or not. If it says. It says the rivers were once America's superhighways. Westbound riverboats churned by here, hauling American goods, cloth, hardware, paper, mirrors from St. Louis to the frontier town of Old Franklin, once located across the river near the railroad. So when it says St. Louis, from St. Louis to the frontier town of Old Franklin, So that stretch of the trail was called the Boone's Lick Trail. That's what that was called, which connected to the Santa Fe Trail.
Hmm.
Traders then, okay, you don't need to know all this. Da-da-da-da. But yeah, a lot of Santa Fe, the area boomed along with the Santa Fe trade. But the Missouri River floods in 1826 or 26. Floodwaters nearly destroyed Old Franklin. By 1828, the major riverboat landing serving the Santa Fe trade moved upstream to a site near Independence, Missouri. But many traders continued to leave from central Missouri. Boonville traders such as William Harley became commissioning and forwarding agents, hauling westbound goods from St. Louis to the Santa Fe trailhead. Oh, yeah. So I know you can't see all of this, but something interesting that caught my eye when I saw this, and this would have been after I visited all this after the chest had been found. I was like, I need to go check all this out because I've never checked it out, And so something caught my eye, this steamboat here. If you notice, the steamboat has Yellowstone on it. I was like, oh, very interesting.
That is funny.
I was like, what are the odds that this steamboat would have Yellowstone on it? It's like, man, did Forrest ever visit this area? Yeah, I'd like to know that. I wonder if Shiloh knows. Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it.
that's that picture. So whoops. So where I'm standing right here is up on a hill. So up here, those are Indian burial mounds that are up there. That's what those are. And there's the Santa Fe Trail street sign that's in Boonville there. And the other sign says Parkway and Santa Fe Trail. That's just another sign. This was a marker. So this is north of Boonville over on the north side of the Missouri River. So let me show you. I'm just going to try to show you where that was at. Well, I don't know if I've got it here. So yeah, that's it right there. That's my grandson running.
Huh.
I told him we were going to get ice cream, so he took off running. Now let me go back up to here. Here we go. Let's see if I can enlarge that so you can see it. It's kind of hard to read.
Hmm.
500 feet west of this spot is the site where stood the building in Franklin, in which was published the Missouri Intelligencer and Boone's Lick Advisor. So it was like a newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first newspaper printed in Missouri west of the St. Louis and was Missouri's pioneer country newspaper. The monument was erected and dedicated by the Missouri Press Association. So that's what that marker is. There's a Santa Fe Trail marker. There was just a lot of history here. Here's another map, kind of shows you a little bit about the same. This map is actually better than the other map. So where I live is about right. Well, it's kind of hard to tell that this map isn't quite right because we're north of the Missouri River. So it would be about right in here is where Columbia, Missouri is. So I-70 runs along here all the way to Kansas City. So we're about centrally located. There's a lot of
Does
here. What's that?
does the trail actually can you actually travel the trail?
Part of it, because so we have a trail in Missouri. It's called the Katy Trail, and a lot of the Katy Trail runs with the Boonslick Trail. Actually, probably most of it does on the Boonslick Trail. Now, as far as the Santa Fe Trail, I don't know how much of the Katy Trail runs with it, but I assume quite a bit of it. So a lot of people, bikers, will do the Katy Trail from east to west, and they'll stay in different towns, like at bed and breakfasts.
Okay.
So I've never done it. I've always wanted to, but I have not done that yet. I could read all this.
Can you
but
tell where Fenn?
What's that? What'd you say?
I was just thinking about where Fenn's house is at on the trail, but I guess you wouldn't really be able to see anything from that
Yeah,
map.
it's kind of hard to see on there. But I think it runs in his backyard, doesn't it? Along the
Yeah,
fence line or something like that.
or front yard.
Yeah, yeah. So what they're talking about here, this would be the oh, hang on. Yeah, this is Santa Fe Trail, historic route. And then they had an auto tour route. There's an auto tour route also. So you can take the auto tour route, which takes you kind of parallels with the Santa Fe Trail. There are parts of the Santa Fe Trail that are still visible. You know, you can tell, because all the wagons that went through there, all the traffic that went through there.
The rut.
So they say that parts
The
of the
ruts.
Santa Fe Trail are still, yeah, the ruts and stuff is still visible to this day. I could read all this, but oh gosh. See if there's anything important. Well, there's a bunch. There's some historical places that are along the way there. The Lewis and Clark Trail also is part of this same area too. I don't know if that's going to, I don't know if I can get that to blow up to where you can actually see it. Nah, it's going to be too much. So if you ever get a chance to visit this area, there's the Lewis and Clark historical marker. Yeah, there's the Lewis and Clark. That's probably not going to be such a great map to blow up. Well, you can kind of see here. So funny thing, so if you notice the dates on here, it's kind of funny. June 6th, June 7th, June 8th. Those are all pretty significant dates for Lewis and Clark. But this map, I was looking at this map, I'm like, wait a minute, why is Franklin south of Boonville? And then I realized north is south and south is north. I was like, This thing is upside down. What did they do? I mean, I don't know why they did that, but anyway, it confused me when I first looked at it. So I was going to see what it says about the dates on here. If I find the dates. Yeah, it says here. The Lewis and Clark expedition traveled up the Missouri River past here on June 8th, 1804. On June 7th, the party had camped at the mouth of Boone Fem Creek at what is now Franklin Island Conservation Area. Captain Meriwether Lewis and 2 men made a short trip up to Boone Fem. Let's see. Captain William Clark called it Good Woman's River. The expedition's French bottommen or engages had said it was navigable. I can't even say that, navigable by for some distance. So it was very fertile land is what they were trying to get across. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. You can see this map a little better. So I've seen this map on online before. Now this is the Boone's Lick Trail that met up with the Santa Fe Trail. So it started over here towards St. Louis, Missouri, out in this area. And they would travel that trail all the way to the Santa Fe Trail. So, there was a lot of steamboats that back in the day on the Missouri River. So if you get a chance, on my YouTube, I have a Arcadia steamboat museum pictures on there. That's pretty interesting because these guys from Kansas City did some research and wanted to find one of these steamboats that had sunk in the Missouri River. And he did some research and looked up some maps of where the river is today versus where the river was years ago. And he actually found one of the steamboats in an old cornfield about 20, 25 feet underground. And they excavated it, and everything was in pristine condition because being underground, the oxygen couldn't get to it. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That museum in Kansas City is really cool. It's hard to believe, and they're still going through stuff, trying to preserve things. It's been there since the 80s, I think. So the show Curse of Oak Island?
Yeah.
So they did a spin-off show called Beyond Oak Island. And they had those guys on there, and they actually got to tour the museum and stuff.
Didn't you say you had a video too of it, or?
Yeah, it's on my YouTube. You can find it. It's called the Arcadia Museum. I put all those pictures up there.
What was the one that got deleted? Didn't you have one of those too? I remember you saying you uploaded something and then you got a copyright strike or something like that.
Yeah, the Arcadia one, they gave me a copyright strike. I don't know why they did that, but I think it's still up there and available. I don't know if it's because I'm showing pictures from the museum or what, I'm not sure why that is. Anyway, I just wanted to share this little area that's not far from here. Oh, there's another prehistoric Indian mound that's in Boonville. And there's a lot.
How much do those stick up from
Maybe about 10 foot,
the
maybe.
ground level?
Yeah, maybe 10 foot.
Okay.
12 foot. I mean, from there it doesn't look like much, but when you're there, it's a little higher than that. Then you realize pictures don't do it any justice. Anyway, I said I'd share those, so I was going to share them. And sorry I didn't read all that. There's a lot of reading. What I might do is go ahead and what I might do is put these up on my YouTube, and people want to look at them, they can read them. Maybe that's what I'll do. Make a little snapshot of each one so people can see them. Anyway, there you go. Got that out of the way now. I said I'd share them, so. Pretty, as you know, it was very Fenny. Especially when I saw
Yeah, it
Yellowstone.
sure is.
When I saw Yellowstone on there. So
Wait, and they don't
go ahead.
have that one sitting in a museum or something, do they?
No, not that one. No.
The Yellowstone one?
No. These same guys. There's a steamboat that sank near Boonville, but is still in the Missouri River, and they were talking about trying to bring it up. Now I haven't heard the latest on it, but the Laganas, the brothers from Oak Island, they were in Boonville last year, the year before last. It was either in 21 or 22, and they were with the guys that were looking to bring this steamboat up. You can find it on their show. Beyond Oak Island is what it's called. So you and I were discussing gold license videotapes. Did you ever get a chance? Did you say you saw that or not? You didn't see it.
Well, I remember you talking about it, but what exactly is that?
Victoria Peak.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. No, I
Yeah.
haven't seen that one.
Yeah. So yeah, I need to find that for you and share it with you so you can see it. So I'm going to show another picture here. We'll switch my background. Share that. Here's another picture for you guys. Move out of the way. You can see this picture a little better. So I haven't figured out what these paintings are. I know the one that sticks out to me is the picture of the cat, trying to figure out what that's from. Quite a few things up there. I'm sure some of this stuff maybe has been in scrapbooks. Does anything look recognizable to you, Galaxy? Can you hear me? Galaxy.
Sorry, I had you on mute.
Oh, no, you're fine. I thought maybe I would.
I was gonna say the one painting on the far right.
Uh-huh. That one?
I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
does look familiar. It's kind of hard to make out these other two, that one and this one. It's hard to make out those. You can make
Mhm.
out that one and then the cat, but I'm trying to think. It's kind of out of place, don't you think?
Seems like it, yeah. What's the chat saying?
Well, that's what I was looking at. I was kind of trying to look at chat. I kind of was busy going over those pictures. They're just kind of chatting amongst themselves. Not any really. Well, Steve Klein asked if those are Adena mounds, but I don't know. Or did they just said prehistoric mounds, Indian mounds?
Do you know what a Dina mound is?
No, what is it?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you did.
No, I don't.
I feel like those are kind of all over, so it must be like a Native American thing in general or something.
Yeah, yeah, they are. Well, it's amazing how many
Not
mounds are
just
everywhere. There's some mounds on the on the on East St. Louis on the east side of the Mississippi River. There's some pretty big ones. But
they have them around here too.
huh?
They have them in Michigan too.
Yeah, I'd like to know. So do you know what are in the mounds? They call them burial mounds, but are they actual burial mounds?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's what they call them.
I
But
think there's there's going to be somebody buried there, and I believe there's some sort of artifacts too. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
yeah, yeah, they're that's what I was doing. Prehistoric mound builders.
There could be like carved animal uh, utensils or pottery,
Yeah,
that type of stuff.
yeah, a little bit of everything. Used for religious and ceremonial purposes. A lot of them were. So back to we were talking about uh, gold lies and videotape.
Yeah.
So I remember I was telling you that one somebody that Forrest knew from Santa Fe there was mentioned in the documentary.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go back and watch it because I don't remember the name, but I want to say it was Ehrlichman, but I don't remember if it's Ehrlichman or Connolly.
I think they were both named John, right?
What's that?
I think they were both named John, right?
Yeah, yeah. They're both named John.
John Connolly. What he was a governor, right?
I don't think he wasn't a governor. He was the one that was in the the limo with
Oh, okay. Yep.
oh,
I was just gonna ask you that next.
yeah, yeah,
He was CIA too, right?
yeah. So yeah, you're gonna have to find that and watch it. Like I said, I found it. Oh, I know where I found it. I found it on IMDb. Because I saw it last night when I did a search for it. Do you stream from there at all?
From where now?
IMDb?
I never have, no.
Oh, you never have?
Uh-uh. Okay, it says John Connolly was former governor of Texas.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess he was governor of Texas then. You're right. Yeah, it was Ehrlichman that was Richard Nixon.
Hmm.
He was like the uh, kind of counsel and like an assistant to Nixon.
Okay.
But like I said, I can't remember which one was mentioned in Gold License videotapes.
How old is that anyways?
That Gold License videotapes,
Yeah.
I think it just aired this year, January. I think it came out in January.
Okay.
Now, I could have that date wrong, but I know people had talked about it around the time the auction um, was happening. But I don't know if it actually had come out by then. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, Connolly was governor of Texas.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just reading
Oh, you read about it, Connolly?
some document about yeah.
So one of them lived in Santa Fe. Maybe it was John.
Huh.
Yeah, trying to remember which one it was.
I'm
There's
reading some
so
article
much stuff to
talking about
input into
like,
your brain.
yeah, you're right.
It starts running together. Like I said, I've been paying much attention anyway.
I shouldn't try and read articles while I'm trying to be a co-host with you.
That's all right. Like I said, there's not much going on. I don't know if Shiloh's put out any more words or, September 15th is passed.
Wasn't that was like the first day it was supposed to or something could possibly happen?
Yeah, that was the 6-month day.
Really, it's been 6 months It was 6 months ago since he said that?
Yeah, it was March.
Wow.
And here we still are.
Yeah, with nothing to go off of other than what a third party's telling us he's saying. Hmm. Wasn't Capro supposed to go live today? Or I mean, this week?
I don't know. I didn't hear. She's in the room. She's in the thing. Chat. I saw her name anyway. Huli was talking about the knife with the compass and the stock. It was made for Forrest by George DeBach. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but so Voltar says this was recorded via hidden wire in Forrest's vault on August 16th, 2008 by Ted Gardner during the White Hawk Artifact Show in Santa Fe. If you're talking about these pictures, I have to completely disagree with that.
Yeah, I do too.
Because if it was 2008, then I wouldn't have got these pictures. That should be a hint. These pictures are from 2009, people. That's where they come from. So somebody said, Huli says, no new words, Brian, that I've seen or heard. So just been really quiet. I did see a few things on Facebook, but I didn't really pay any attention to that. Have you?
Of what now?
Facebook communications. I'm thinking, these people
Yes.
converse on people will have coded messages on Facebook. So just imagine what they're saying when they text each other. Right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, oh yeah. Just get on with it already.
Yeah. Well, I don't have much more to add, so just
Wait,
sharing a few more pictures. Like I said, when supposed to get the hopefully get the color pictures soon. That would be kind of nice. And by the way,
Yeah, it'd be cool to see.
Yeah, these pictures, I received those. There's no third party. These are mine. So that olive jar. So the original picture I showed, last week. I think I still have it here. Let me pull it up here. So that one there. So if you blow that up, if you was to blow that up a little bit, you can actually see, it looks like there's a rip in the paper there. I don't remember there being a rip in the paper in the olive jar from Heritage.
I think there is little tiny ones, but nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like I see what you're seeing.
So Could I share? Let me see if I can here. Should I just share it? Okay, that's what I'll do.
I want to ask April a question. So what did Fenn say to you? He didn't want you to go through the FOIA?
Christy, if you're still in the
Is that what he said?
chat, Galaxy had a question for you. Go ahead, ask her again. Galaxy.
You okay? Why do you think Fenn told you to hold off on going through the FOIA from the raid?
That's a good question.
And if he did tell you that, why? I feel like that would make me want to go through it even more.
So Thomas Conrad's, he asked me to stop and not complete the FOIA until after he passed away. I was at the last part and agreed. That doesn't make any sense.
I just feel like that would make me want to do it more.
Right? He said the full FOIA would reveal some very personal things. Remember, several committed suicide due to this entire operation. Yeah, but I think all that's already out. Isn't a lot of that stuff already out? I've ran into several things online that went into pretty good detail about it's already been FOIA'd before. I need to find that because I ran into one. I think it was from the UK. Somebody had did a paper off the FOIA. Now I could be wrong.
So she's saying that she didn't do it because he didn't, or she didn't want him to find out that she was going through it.
That's what she says. Well, so let me put a little context to that. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Do you know where I'm going with what I'm about to say?
So, yeah.
So
yeah,
when I got these pictures, my main curiosity was, who else has these pictures? It's not even possible that I could be the only one searcher that's ever got these. It just, to me, it doesn't add up. Is it possible? I guess, but you were kind of surprised too, weren't you, Galaxy?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So when that happened, I contemplated about putting a FOIA in for the names of people who requested this, who received the same pictures as I did. I did receive back a letter that said that goes against the privacy part of it, the Privacy Act or whatever it was. So, and that did not mean that people had received them or didn't receive them. It just said they could not share names of anybody. They would not share names of anybody that had received or requested these pictures. So I have to disagree with that part of it, only because of what I received in the mail when I did a FOIPA for information on who has received these same pictures. So
Yeah, it seems like you'd have to have a reason to know too. Like you might be able to
yeah,
find that out through court, but
it did say that I'd have to have just cause for the reason for those names to be released. I mean, I guess it didn't really say they wouldn't, but at the time they said no. So my assumption was you'd have to have a really good reason for that to happen. And I was like, I don't think I have a good reason for that to happen. Not that I could probably even come up with one. Maybe if my life was in danger, maybe. Anyways, so
does anyone know? Does Capro know or Hooli? Do they know what they were searching for when they did the raid? Well, I mean, there was like a specific thing, right?
from what I understood, there must have been a specific something that they were looking for. And I know I've seen that somewhere, but I don't remember verbatim. So Voltar says, via FOIA, of course, that's how I got them. So somebody else out there has got them. Well, Capro, I'm not gonna get into he said, she said. I'm just going by what I received in the mail. And I would have to show just cause for those names to be released. They're just not going to hand those over nilly-willy. I guarantee it. So it's just not going to happen. That's all I can say. Even if you put a partial FOIA in and then you stopped it, I don't see how that's even. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a he said, she said. All I can say is what the road that I went down and what I received. So anyway.
Isn't it crazy that 2 people killed themselves that were collectors, and then the informant killed himself too?
Yeah. It's
How crazy is that?
yeah.
Did you know that did you catch that part where they made commemorative coins of like showing the name of the raid and all that for the agents?
Yeah. So yeah. I don't know where it all goes, but yeah, it definitely was not a good thing.
Is Voltar talking about you?
Someone in here right now has been playing everyone for a long time, and I think we all know exactly who that is. I don't know. Well, yeah, it's all on wordplay for your justification to get those names, but here's the problem. It's going to have to be like a life or death situation. we're not at a life and death situation with this. It's what would be the point really? I just thought I would reach out and just ask, and that's what I received back. So I don't know what else to say. I just find it odd that how I could be the only one that's received these, but somebody says that they have them too. Voltar says they have them. Stumpy has a question for you, Galaxy.
It
Says in
wasn't. It
Finn's
wasn't in
writing,
Fenn's writings. It was just through articles about the whole ordeal.
yeah, it wasn't in Finn's writing. It's just the storyline that's there, right? News articles and so on.
Yeah,
Yeah, the basic
I
Wikipedia information
I
that's out there.
remember I was telling you. Yeah, we were talking the other day, and remember how I mentioned I thought there was a guy that bought the whole FOIA?
Say that again.
Like, remember how we were talking, and I said that I thought I remember a guy doing videos about how he purchased the FOIA for like $5,000 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Is it something he
I
shared?
just wonder if anyone he never shared it, but
You're just wondering if
he
somebody else.
talked about it a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if anyone else remembers that guy or those videos.
So he actually had a video.
Yeah, he had a YouTube channel.
Uh, Is it still up, or do you just don't remember who it is?
It'd be hard to find it.
So Stumpy says, no. Listen, when did Fenn mention suicide and the reason why? Do you get that?
You mean in the book?
I don't know what he's referring to. Hello, Bill. Did you get my text, Mr. Gorman? So I did check the tracking number, and it's there. It says it's waiting for you. It must have just arrived today. I thought it would be there Tuesday, not Wednesday, but well, Galaxy, I'm about done.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Got we could sit here and chat all night, you know.
Well, you admitted that you got the FOIA pictures.
Yeah, yeah. They were mine all along. I'm the one that received them, so yeah.
So I guess I just wanted to give you credit for finding them because you put in a lot of work.
I
So
yeah, I didn't do much really, I feel like. So it's kind of hard to
well,
see,
nobody
but
else.
that holster right there, it's kind of hard to tell right there that that's the holster from the other picture. It looks like in the other picture it's sitting like right on top of the treasure chest, but it's not.
Well, they have been out there for somebody to show, and you're the first person to show them. So I'm glad I got to see them.
Now we just get the color ones. give it a whole different perspective, wouldn't it? I'm just trying to catch up on chat.
Is
Thomas
Voltaire
Conrad.
talking
I'm sorry.
about?
What's that?
Oh, I was just reading Voltaire's comment.
Oh,
I wonder
says
if he's
Voltaire
talking
says
about the
I'll
FOIA.
go ahead and get it up. I'll go ahead and
That would be
get the
awesome.
rest of it up so it's out there maybe this weekend. I don't know when I'll get the other pictures. I assume I was kind of hoping I'd get them by the time I went live. Didn't happen, so I don't know when. I just know that seems like I'm supposed to get them. So I got paperwork last week in reference to them. So let's hope. There's not many more to share. I mean, they're all basically the same. Are some of them a little bit more revealing? What do you think, Galaxy?
Of the ones you have right now?
Yes.
I mean, I guess it depends.
Yeah. Thomas Conrad, I meant to mention you earlier. So yes, I do live close to Mark Twain Lake. Mark Twain Lake's about an hour and a half from here, northeast of Columbia. So yeah, there's a Mark Twain Boyhood Home Museum. It's in Florida, Missouri. It's on like a peninsula that along the Mark Twain Lake there. It's a very finny place. So I need to get those pictures together and share those. Those are pretty interesting. You know, Forrest, I need to look that up too, because there's been some debate about that, but I need to find that. When did Forrest use the Mark Twain quote? It's not what you don't know that'll get you in trouble. It's what you know that just ain't so. I've had trouble finding that quote linked to Mark Twain, but I don't know. But I know I've got it in my paperwork somewhere. I just need to find it. Because I think Thomas Conrad up in the chat said that he's from around here. Maybe I missed that. There's quite a few people in Missouri that I've, didn't realize, but then found out later they're in this area. I'll have to go back through chat later and look. I know he mentioned it somewhere here. I must have missed it. Yep. Mark Twain spent most of his time in Hannibal. That's a pretty nice place to visit too. Hannibal, Missouri. So you've got some pretty neat places up in Michigan though too, don't you?
To see?
Yeah.
Or just like,
A lot of history.
oh yeah. No, not I don't think so. Not that goes far back.
David
I
was
mean,
Go ahead.
Um, I mean, there's like stuff that's, a couple hundred years old, like that type of stuff, but that doesn't really do anything for me.
Yeah. Yeah. David Pisano said, I think you should have cut up the pictures and shown us about 1/20th of it and then share them over a few months.
Oh, that's
Um,
funny. Now, I'm not speaking for you, but I feel like there's something more possibly to find. So if I see something that I find interesting, I'm probably going to push you not to show it. So,
You're going to push me not to show it?
yeah.
It's all in the timing, isn't it?
Well, I know people have asked when you're going to show, more and,
Right. Well, there's only so much you can show, I
you
mean,
know, I, well, I just don't want 'em to think you're just holding everything just to hold it.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Well,
if we were both to believe that everything's legit, there's no reason to hold on to them,
right, right. I
or
agree.
hold on to anything.
Yeah,
But if you believe there's a second chest or anything else to find, I feel like you would look at everything that you were going to release and maybe
yeah,
think maybe I shouldn't do that yet, and I don't
right.
think there's anything wrong with that.
Well, so Ryan Bavetta is asking when I made the request for the pictures. And I was like, well, here's the thing. I didn't request these specific pictures. Um, I did request documentation and pictures. It took a couple of times. This would have been started back in the end of July. And after a couple of times, the second time, I got notification that I would be receiving, um, wouldn't be electronic. It would be because they wouldn't do it by email, but I knew I was going to be receiving something. So yeah, um, I was quite surprised when I got what I got. I had no idea, but here we are. What do we do with that? I don't know. Um, that's $1 million question. I I would I'm just wondering, and if Ben has shared these with Shiloh. I would think maybe he has. And especially if did they say Shiloh was on Discord? No, Shiloh's not on Discord, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Hmm. Hmm. Huli says we had been told there were hundreds of pictures. Are you disappointed with so few? Am I disappointed? Well, I'm
It's
curious
like
as
I think
to,
she's trying to figure out if you got a few or if you got the 100.
yeah, I think they're just trying to figure out if I got a few or 100. Um, well, I've already said that I was um, surprised at what I did get. I didn't ask for vault pictures, but vault pictures is what I got. If that helps. See, I'm not holding back, people. Don't you think I'm being pretty honest, Galaxy? You would probably
Yeah,
feel a
you
little too
are.
honest. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean it's one of those things. What do we do with this? I don't know. I was surprised as anybody. Um, yeah, and here we are with no more answers than what we had before. Hmm.
Yeah.
So have you? So I know Ryan Bavetta was in the chat. Who's the one that compared the chess picture to scrapbook 158? You aware of that?
Oh yeah.
So Hooley thinks I'm holding
The one that
back.
you said was photoshopped.
Yeah, yeah,
Of course, I can tell.
yeah. So have you compared those to the Justin Posey pictures? Have you looked at it?
The which one? The vault picture?
Yeah. Like I said, it's kind of hard to tell with a black and white picture, but there are some markings
Yeah,
I agree.
I kind of feel like it does match.
Yeah. Well, there is one picture of the lid that he does have that doesn't show any marking at all. And it's from a certain angle. And it's looks like a pretty good quality picture. But the one that's taken back a ways definitely shows a little bit of the marking on the lid on the wood. So yeah. Now yeah. So I'll throw this out there, Galaxy. What do you think? So um if anybody was going to pull the wool over anybody's eyes, don't you think they would have had these pictures to start with?
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. Not that I believe that. Billy says, come on, just
Hmm.
spill it already. There's nothing to spill. Anyways, well, it's almost 10 o'clock for you, isn't it? It's 9 o'clock here.
Yeah. What I see Hooli says, what does it matter at this point? Well, who's to say there's not something else to be found?
That's a good point. Maybe there's something to be revealed at some point in time. I don't know when. I mean, Shiloh Brian Gates, but I'm
Did you
not
freeze?
Shiloh. What's that? Did I freeze?
Oh, I couldn't hear you
Oh,
for
well, I
a good
actually,
15 seconds. I'd say.
yeah, I did see my thing said it said internet connection low or something like that. So none of them got what I just
You
said,
said
right?
something about Shiloh?
Well,
No.
yeah, I said something about Shiloh. So so people want me to share everything I have, but just I'm just a searcher, Brian Gates. That's all. I don't have anything to offer. I mean, Shiloh's the one that said there's only one chest, but there are a few jars. Wouldn't you like to know what that meant? He's also made the comment supposedly that he's $1 million in the hole. What could be in the hole that could be $1 million? I don't know. Something to think about.
Yeah, just like just like Capro says, like I'm not sure I believe Shiloh. And we're not even hearing from him directly anyways.
Going on, could be a book.
Who's to say he's not looking for something too?
Good question. That's very possible. I mean, you want to talk about the Codex book? Oh, from Douglas Preston. So yeah, my room just got lit up.
Yeah, I seen that.
Well, I've got a thing.
I think you might have froze up again. Oh, there you go.
It'd be interesting. I thought about taking this photo and bringing it to life with some Photoshop expertise and making the bandana red and the olive jar lid a little bit of gold to it and add some color to this picture. That would have been pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I agree. Would it be accurate, or
Would it
would
be,
it be just off of
no, it wouldn't
what
be
you
accurate.
assume?
Yeah, it
Oh,
wouldn't be
okay.
accurate, no. And it'd be like overlay color over the black. But yeah, I mean, you could do it, but it's it would be a little time consuming, and I just don't have the extra time to do that. And the other thing is, that's my job at work. I'm a graphic designer. I work on a computer all day long, and it's like, it's when I get home, it's probably the last thing I want to do. So a project on the computer is not the first thing on my mind when I get home. It's kind of like going live, it's like it, if I had to do too much more, I wouldn't like it. So right now, this ending makes no sense. What more do you want to see? That's from you, Galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, the object in question, you showed two different pictures of it, I guess I don't get why it's such a big deal if you have you know, some more pictures.
Hello, right? There goes my internet.
I want to know what K-Pro's red button is.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe she'll share her red button tonight.
Hmm. And you got Ben who talks to Shiloh, and he still talks like there's a game being played. So, when it comes to the pitchers, I kind of think that's a pretty good reason to hold maybe a little bit back. I don't know,
Yeah,
especially if we see something.
right. My internet keeps breaking up for some reason tonight. I don't know what's going on. It's gonna be like 15,000 freezes at the end of this video. It pops up every once in a while. Yeah, I think that it's not all that it seems. For what that reason is, maybe protection, I don't know. Um, court things do take a long time. When my uncle was murdered, um, it took a couple of years to get through that. I mean, they draw things out. So, that's kind of what I was telling Troy about his
Yeah,
son.
but
I was like, you're just gonna have to hang in there because it's gonna take time.
yeah, for sure. And it doesn't even sound like the clock has been ticking yet.
Yeah, yeah,
If you don't have somebody to charge, I don't know the details or nothing, but
yeah. Sounds like he's still waiting. I haven't heard the latest.
yeah, I don't think he's really heard anything.
Yeah. Sorry,
Capro says there is much more to this ending. But what?
yeah. What is that? Thanks for sharing. Wish it was all. I don't know what to tell you. Here's some evidence to 9 Mile Hole, but that would certainly be disappointing. But there is much more to the ending, in my opinion. Hello, Fendi. Zozo, Thomas, Bill Gorman, Capro, Hooley, OBO. Voltar was in, there's Voltar. David Pisano, MJ Inzer. Mention some names before we get off here. Thanks everybody for stopping in.
Isn't it kind of funny how I know I mentioned it to you about how the scissors were found in the chest?
Right.
And you go back to TTOTC
Mm-hmm.
and you read the article about
Mm-hmm.
him shooting the meadowlarks for his family to eat.
Right.
And if he couldn't find enough, he'd shoot a scissor tail and he'd give that one to June because she wouldn't know any different. He could easily fool her. It's just
Yeah,
stuff like
you
that
did
makes me
discuss
think
that.
that they're
You did discuss that with me. I'm glad you brought that up because I completely forgot about it. Because you were wondering if scissors were ever mentioned in the book, and you found
yeah.
the scissor tails.
Yeah. And those were scissor tail scissors, weren't they? Like they have that little extra. I don't know if they called those scissor tails, but it's just funny that there's a story in the book talking about using a scissor tail bird to basically, I don't know, not trick his sister, but he knew that she wouldn't know any better.
Yeah, yeah. So you've got, yeah, you've got the scissor tail scissors. You've got June, and she wouldn't know any different. Like he was kind of tricking her, kind of, sort of, right?
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of why I think one of the reasons why I think that that chest isn't the one that he was talking about.
Yeah.
Where there's two, and
So
that's just him hinting at fooling us.
yeah. There's another one, 265 gold coins. So you got 2 6 5s, 2 endings. You've brought up Skippy.
And also,
Car,
yeah, two pictures of the same car, but they're obviously different.
obviously different, yeah. Not even close.
Yeah,
It looks, the one
I
picture
mean,
of Skippy looks like he's been photoshopped in there.
they both have four wheels. You know, they both have an engine, but if you look
Mhm.
at the fine details,
Yeah,
and if not, you just assume that they're the same car and you just move along.
yeah. I had a couple of more, but now I'm drawing a blank right now. I can't think of them.
Capro says, why more than one chest seems that is the case. Why? Well, when he talks about the chest and when he wants it to be found, sometimes he says in 1,000 years, and then then he talks like it's going to be found before he dies. Bring me my bracelet back, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can you have both of those things at the same time? Well, you could
Mhm.
if there's more than one.
Well, we know Forrest was looking for these chests, supposedly, right? We know that story. I mean, isn't that what we were kind of told? That
Yeah,
he was searching for this. So here, so
it almost sounds like he ended up with two at the same time, the way people make it sound.
yeah. Well, so the chest has CE5 on it, right?
Yeah.
So where's CE1? Where's CE2? Where's CE3? CE4? It's kind of like when he's talking about the keys in the drawer.
Yeah.
He goes, I've got 5 keys here, but I don't have a chest. Where are these chests at? They go, where's the chest that these keys fit go to? It's got the same logic, if you've got a Romanesque box chest, treasure chest, it's why did he say he could put $1,000 bill in his mailbox when you found it? Why would he need to find her $1,000 bill? And here's the thing, so we don't know we haven't heard all the audio that has to deal with, right? Have we? Maybe there's more to the audio than just that. What do you think, Galaxy?
I could see that.
And then I thought it was the $500 bill. I thought it was the $500 bill, not the $1,000 bill. Wasn't it the $500 bill? And now they've switched it to the $1,000 bill. I thought it originally started out as the $500 bill. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Didn't he say he put both of them?
Yeah, I think they're both in there. Well, on that one picture, the $1,000 picture is right there. And it's in a plastic sleeve, protective sleeve. I mean, of course he had it in a protective sleeve. That thing's worth some money.
You know, another thing too, he never wanted to say how much it was worth. I was fine. I mean, if there is more than one, you never would want to say, because one could be substantially more money. So if you're trying to disguise two as one, you're never going to want to say an amount because you can't even answer that.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah,
cable.
but wasn't the $1,000 bill also on 158?
Yes, it was. Kind of in the same position. I want to know about that cat picture. Oh gosh, over here. Cat picture.
There you go.
I'm trying to figure out what this is all about. That must be an important picture. I don't know. I'm sure Shiloh knows. I'm surprised we haven't heard from Shiloh. Maybe we might, after he sees a few more pictures, he might, give us some description of what we're looking at here. He might have some stories behind this. Maybe it's going to be in a book. And this right here.
You make a great weatherman.
Hey, weatherman, oh gosh. Well, I could probably do just as good. There's a chance of sun tomorrow. Slight cloudiness. Maybe a little wind. Anyway, I think I'm going to get off here. I wish I had more to add. I just, I haven't been keeping up with a lot of stuff. And for the last month and a half, I've been really busy. So, yeah. I've got a couple more of the games I need to make.
I hope you cut off again.
So that'd be kind of nice.
Okay, I think you're back.
I'm surprised we didn't see Treasure
Well,
Warriors in here tonight. Ben.
Yeah, you're right. It usually is.
Yeah.
I know. I don't want people to jump on your back because you haven't released all the pictures. So
Thanks, Galaxy.
I know it's gonna happen,
Are
but
you assuming there's more pictures?
I mean, a few or
A few.
100, I don't know.
I'll do a Shiloh. There's a few more. How's that? Could I be a million in the hole? I don't know. How's that?
But, you know, you and I kinda think it's game on still, so
Yeah,
I don't think you have to show anything unless you want to.
right. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of holding out for the color pictures. That's kind of what I'm holding out for. I'd like to, or I'd like for Shiloh to have it'd be interesting to get something from Shiloh, just like, oh, that picture on the wall, or, you know, seen that chest sitting in the exact same place with the red bandana over it, or I've seen it with the lid open and the bandana off, and, you know, or the olive jar.
Yeah, I agree.
I remember when my grandpa um, put wax on there. One day didn't have any wax, next day it did, you know. And maybe that's part of the story we're going to get. I don't know. Maybe these pictures being released to me somehow, for whatever reason that was, Well, we know one other person has them because they've mentioned it in chat. So Voltar says he's mentioned it.
Yeah, you make it a cease and desist.
That's kind of, that was in the back of my head last week, but yeah, I wasn't too worried. I assume if I heard from anybody, it'd be Carl. But here's the thing,
Hmm.
is I wouldn't technically receive the cease and desist, I don't think. I think it would be the people that I FOIA'd, you know?
Really?
I would think. I mean, there. I mean, so if you look at what happened to Dale, he got a cease and desist. Okay, well, he took him down, but who ended up with all that? In the end, who ended up with all that?
I mean, we all
K-
did.
Capro did. Well, yeah, a lot of it did too, but she got a lot more. She got audios and all kinds of stuff. So maybe that's why we're not getting much from Shiloh, because he's not happy about that. Who knows? I mean, it's possible, maybe. But I think Shiloh has quite a bit of stuff. I think he has a lot to say. Don't you don't you think that?
Yeah, but I don't think he'll ever say it to us.
Yeah, and that's kind of sad, it. When you think about the people that you know, lost their lives. Granted, Maybe they shouldn't have been doing what they were
I
doing.
really think that's why.
You think that's why we won't hear anything?
Yeah.
That's
I
possible.
feel like there's if it's all legit, um gosh, I guess I don't know how to say that. If it's all legit, I think I think the reason maybe we're not hearing anything is because there's like a trick to it, and maybe they would be held liable. Fenn would be held liable for the people dying. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, Voltar puts up here, says Dow didn't have to take them down. Forrest had given them to him and the permission to use them. Well, that's where you get into a he said, she said, he said thing. Dale probably couldn't prove it, so why deal with that part of it? Yeah, I don't know. I assume Shiloh's going to do something, but what that is and the timing on that, it could be tomorrow, it could be 2 years from now, 3 years from now. We could be still sitting here waiting, you know. Maybe it is the
I don't
lawsuit.
think it's coming.
You say it's not coming?
No.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of so that's kind of like I thought that the auction was never going to happen either. I didn't think that chest would see the light of day, and there it was. So, yeah, I was wrong on that one. I think there was some people in the know. It's pretty obvious after looking back at everything. And here we are playing with people's um, it's like almost like it was an ego trip, don't you think?
Yeah.
That's the disappointing thing in my perspective.
You mean like Justin acting like or showing a picture of him like kind of removing the wood and he
Yeah,
just leaves it at that.
yeah, and that's pretty obvious to me what he's doing there is he's leaving the mystery. So when he hides the treasure chest, you know, there's your mystery. There's your reason to go out and look for this thing, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, here it is. Oh, wait a minute. No, I didn't open it.
Yeah.
Could be something. It could be something big in there. You better go look for it.
And what does he say? He says he doesn't want to open it because he needs like the thrill of what could be or something like that.
Yeah,
It's like bull
yeah,
crap. I don't even want to hear it.
yeah. I mean, it's obviously he's setting something up. I mean, we knew that, you know, he's talked about the meteorites that he found. Do you remember him talking about that?
Yeah.
And there was enough of them that's worth a lot of money. And he never disclosed where this spot was at. But if I remember correctly, it was in Montana. But um, yeah, supposedly he had never shared that with anybody. other than just saying Montana. So it makes me wonder, if that's what we're going to get next. It's kind of like, you seen the commercial with the old guy he's got some money on a fishing pole and he's
Yeah.
dangling it out there. Come on, get it. Oh, come on, you can get
Uh-huh.
it. It reminds me of that, the old fisherman. Anyway,
Yeah, it's funny because there's more than one person doing it too.
they're still talking about the Netflix, and that's possible. I mean, twice I reached out to several people and never got a response back. So, yeah, I think it's a select group of people that will be involved with whatever comes out, which will be probably a truth teller to all the narrative that we've been given for the last 3 years.
I feel like it's not even worthy of being on Netflix, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Without having like the depth of what all of us have, like I don't think the general public cares one bit. They've already heard it.
Yeah.
It was found. It's like you can't even get people in your own family to be, or friends to be interested in it. I
Yeah.
don't understand how a mass amount of people are going to care to see anything about it.
Right. Oh, I agree. I'd like to hear more from Dale.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, I sent him an email and asked him if he would be willing to answer 2 questions on the 2nd of each month. And his reply was, no, thanks. Well, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the pictures that I have shared. There's not that many more, really, honestly, but yeah. I just hope this week that I will get the color pictures and yeah, we'll share those.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they come through.
Yeah. Oh, I think they will. It's probably going to come with a bill too. Well, I already know that. Anyway, hang on for just a
Hopefully it's
second.
not much.
What's that?
Okay.
What's that? What'd you say?
I said hopefully it's not much.
Probably
That it's
$1,000
not that
bill.
much.
Probably $1,000 bill.
Oh my God.
I'll just get on here and maybe collect some money. Set up a PayPal account. Maybe give some of it to charity.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. We can start a
Just give it.
PayPal account.
Just give it to me. I'll take it.
Maybe Chase Inc. will fit the bill for me.
Maybe If they could send you on a cruise or something.
Send me on a cruise. Wow, now you're talking.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that idea. Anyway, thanks everybody. Stay on Galaxy. I'm
Okay.
gonna get in this. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Like I said, I'll share pictures as I get them. Especially the color ones. I know everybody will like to see those. I'm looking forward to them. I know that. Have a good rest of the week and enjoy your weekend. Stay safe.